Hello, Year 7. Okay, we get to do something a little bit different today. We have some work on the Cartesian plane. So the Cartesian plane, which is often also called a number plane, uses two axes, which we call, now you need to fill in some blanks here, we call the x-axis and the y-axis. And these two axes meet at right angles, and you can see one drawn down here. And you can see this horizontal one. This one here is the x, and here we have the y. So let's move on to the next dot point. Both sets of axes can include positive and negative numbers. So if we look at that x-axis down here, see the x? You can see that O in the middle. It stands for origin, which we'll talk about in a minute. But as we move to the right, we are going up into positive numbers. As we go down to the left, we've got the negative numbers. Okay, third dot point. Any point that is plotted on the number plane has an x and a y. We call it a coordinate, which is written as, we put it in brackets and we put the x number first, then a comma, and the y number second. The x coordinate is written before the y coordinate, says there afterwards. Now the point 0, 0, so that means x is 0 and y is 0, is called the origin. So O stands for origin, and you can see that on the diagram. So it's like a 0 as well. It is 0, and it's an O for origin. So what we want to do is we want to be able to look at a Cartesian plane, and we want to be able to write down the coordinates of the points. So over here on the side, A, B, C, D, we have 4 points that are on this Cartesian plane. We're going to do them in order, starting with A. So A, you can see it right here, the point A. Now you always put these in brackets. So in your answer over here, you know you're going to have some brackets and you're going to have a comma in the middle. We just need to know what the two numbers are that go in the brackets. The first number is always the x value. So on this point A, the x number that's straight underneath it is a 1. Okay, so x-axis, it's a 1. And the y-axis, if we go across to the one that says y, it is also a 1. So the point A has the coordinates 1, 1. Okay, now let's look at B. Here's B. So let's put our brackets in there, the comma in between. First of all, we want the x number. So the x is 3. Okay, and then the second number is the y number. So from the B, we come across to the y-axis, and that is -2. So the coordinates we have here are 3, -2. C, down here, the x value, so from here we come up to the x, which is -2. So we're at -2 and down to -4. And the last one, D, the x value is at -3. So put that first. X is always first, and the y value is a +3. And that's it. That's how you write down coordinates. Okay, on the next page we want to do the reverse. So here I'm giving you the coordinates, and you have to draw them on your Cartesian plane. Now, just for a bit of extra practice, you have to draw a Cartesian plane. So using your ruler, so here I even have a ruler. So put your ruler in close into the middle line there, and you draw a line going across. That's going to be your x-axis. And then turn your ruler around. Oh, maybe over a little bit. Onto that line there, and we'll draw in a line here for our y-axis. Okay, so it's good to put some little arrows. You need to put arrows on the end, showing that the number lines could keep going. So let's start with the x. Remember, x is always the horizontal one. So O, the origin, is the center, or it's the same as 0. 0 is the center of our number line as well. As we go to the right, we count up. 1, 2, 3, 4 are the numbers that would go with those lines there. I put them right next to them so that you can read them. If I write them on the lines, they're hard to read. But the 1 is that line. Now, if we go to the right, we want to go negative numbers. So -1, -2, -3, -4. Okay, then we want to do the y-axis, the vertical line. Starting with the origin, as we go up, we go positive numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, and negative numbers as we go down. -1, -2, -3, -4. Okay, so now that we've done all that hard work, we can plot our points on there. So, point A up here has coordinates 2, 4. So remember, the first number is the x number, and the second number is the y. So we go to x is 2, so x-axis, we come to the 2, and from the 2 we want to go up to the 4, to 2, 4, and we put a point there. That is A. So let's label it, because we're going to have 4 points on here. If I was marking it on the test, I would want to know that you've got the right one in the right position. So I want to know that that one is A. Okay, let's look at B. B is the coordinate -2, 3. So x is -2. Always start with the x-axis. -2 and a +3. So up to +3. Put a dot there, and that is the point B. Okay, so you need the dot because that's the actual point. I'm just labeling it with the B next to it. On to C. We have -3, -2. So x is -3. Y is -2. Draw a big dot, and that is the point C. And last one, coordinate is 3, -1. So we start at 3, go down to -1, and that is the point D. Okay, that's it. So we need to be able to read coordinates off a Cartesian plane and also draw them on there. So, time to practice. That's the end of our topic.